And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the upper semifinals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 116. We already have Cristiano himself, Cristiano, who's already in the grand finals, waiting for the winner of the series. Who is it going to be? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran for Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, himself, the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. As we're jumping into our Terran versus Terran matchup, as we're jumping into our TvT. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. And before I forget, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, bearing in mind that coming into this, ByuN is the favorite player, but he was also favored last week. And hey, Percival beat him. It went all the way to the ace match for Percival. He did cause the upset. He did bring ByuN down in last week's tournament. Can he do it again, or will ByuN get his revenge? Let's go. But now, double gas. So double gas opener out of ByuN. We do have ByuN going for a faster factory, going for a delayed CC. Meanwhile, Percival going for a single gas opener into a faster command center. So Percival is being more economic. Meanwhile, ByuN is being more aggressive. Or more tech heavy. Maybe a better way of putting it. So we have a differing opener here between our two players. They do differ their approaches. So our players are opening up. Meanwhile, ByuN scanning for a proxy, checking the third base location. Likewise, so is Percival. You can see both players are checking for proxies. It is not uncommon to cheese in TvT. So both players are double checking. It is insanely risky to move out with your first Reaper, so we shouldn't be moving out initially with our first Reaper. Should be waiting for additional. There we go. 2 Reapers have arrived for ByuN. He's moving out. He's moving out. We do see Percival going Reaper into Reactor into add-on swap. Setting up for his 1-1-1. Going for a reacted Hellion. Meanwhile, ByuN, he's got his faster Cyclone production. Reaper's going to be poking in, and we'll see if ByuN can find any damage. Tipping into the main. Going for the mineral line. Gets one. Not bad. Gets one SCV. He might get another. It's going to be a one-way trip. He has the Hellions. Will clean this up. The Reapers, they line up as well, and they get, oh, not even one more. Only one SCV for 2 Reapers. A better defense here by Percival. Not just that, but checking ByuN's vision. He did not scout the tech. He did not scout the production of Percival. As he went for a fast starport into fast Raven production. Meanwhile, ByuN, of course, he has a Cyclone. Not just one, getting a second. So defensively, ByuN, he should be fine against the Hellions, and even setting up for his own counterattack for his own Cyclone drop. Okay, so we have Cyclone drop versus Hellion Raven. These Hellions, they cannot really bring down the Cyclone, but they can throw in the mineral line. He's going for it. He's going for the SCVs. Gets one, gets two. But again, he cannot fight those Cyclones. I missed the Gamba. 36, take the wins while you can get him, Pappy. I think it might be a good thing that you missed the Gamba, okay? You might calm down, Pappy, calm down. You have a problem. Este 36. As we have our Marine drop into the main. Oh, a little bit misplaced. There we go. So a bit of a delayed drop. Hellions are in position. Percival does spot the Marines. Help of the Cyclones unload. Yeah, with the help of the Cyclones, breaks through the main army. Gets into the mineral line. And 1, 2, 3, getting all 4 Hellions. Does focus on the SCVs, and too many losses. Too many losses here. So many SCVs going down. This is getting out of hand. Oh no! Yeah, getting far too out of hand here. 11 SCV kills. Getting 11 SCVs, picking up from Marine. The Hellions. Slackman's get cornered, but this was still worth it here for ByuN as he's not done. Thus, the Liberator arrives here. The natural liberation has arrived. More SCVs going down. They're getting one shot. Oh my god. Casito. 14 SCV kills. Once again, repositions. Gets another. 15. 16. Remember, there's no Viking. There's no Viking. Marines are trying to get a better angle. 18 SCVs. 18. Bad. Oh no. Getting 1, getting 2 more Marines towards the end as well. A very high value Liberator. And again, we're still not done. We did have another drop in towards the main, towards the top right, in towards the main. The main army's pushing out, and Percival has been crippled. It's been crippled. That's been what? 18 plus SCVs going down, 20 worker kills in total. Here comes the main army. And Percival, he is struggling. Now, what does Percival have that ByuN doesn't? The Ravens. True. Like, the Raven counts. Remember, ByuN, he went medevac into Liberator. So, no Ravens for ByuN. Meanwhile, the Sable is ready for Percival. Percival does lead with the Ravens. Spots the tanks. Nice on siege. Nice on siege out of ByuN. Again, the one chance, the one hope that Percival has in this game are going to be those Ravens and how he uses them. You cannot waste that energy. Cannot waste the disables. We do see that ByuN, he threatened, so he forced an early siege. Slowing this down. Once again, does force an earlier siege. Delaying, buying more time. There's a scan. ByuN does charge in. Here come the mass disables, but there are enough Marines. Yeah, there's plenty of Marines. He stims on forward. Takes down one of the tanks. Oh, not even. Okay, never mind. Doesn't get the tank. Oh my god. Yeah, tank doesn't go down. Meanwhile, we just see that ByuN is being broken here and now. Percival, can he do it? Has he done it? Percival gets both. There's one tank left for ByuN. One tank remaining. Down to 0. And Percival, he's on it. Again, the Ravens, the disables were on point. The boys are being pulled into tanks. Vikings land. We got a surround, and Percival, he overwhelms. Critical damage. Again, Percival unable to buy time, unable to defend. Sorry, ByuN unable to defend. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Aye, aye, aye. GG, well played. A very intense game number 1 here where ByuN crippled the economy, did critical damage, but as we mentioned, Percival, he retained those Ravens and he had one push. He was basically all in. Percival, he was all in. He had to end the game then and there. He was able to build up his tank count, get the mass disable off on the tanks, push on forward, and yes, ByuN, he had a good amount of Marines. I thought he had enough to stim forward and get the tank. He didn't. He failed to kill the tank. He stimmed forward, but alas, he just did not have enough Marines. The tanks, they just blew away the bio army. They blew away the tanks. Vikings landed. GG. Very close, very intense. Percival takes the lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. And again, very close, very intense, as ByuN, he just barely didn't buy enough time to survive. He was doing a great job at forcing the early sieges, but clearly he just needed a little bit more time for extra Marines. And now we're getting into game 2. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Title Citadel, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shotfire Rebellion down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Perfectly executed. I mean, ByuN, like, his harass was insane, right? Like, the amount of economic damage he dealt was crazy, which forced the all-in out of Percival. But as we mentioned, right, that all-in, he was on a bit of a timer. There was a window where he could break through, and he was able to hit that window. He was able to break through in the end. Was able to break ByuN just in time. Meanwhile, we're committing to the proxies. 2 axes. Proxy 2 racks out of Percival, committing into what should be Master Reaper. Okay. Double gas. Oof. So, big gamble here by Percival. Percival, he was hoping that ByuN will go for a more economic build, but it's going to be a safe build. Double gas into a faster factory. ByuN has the tools to defend. ByuN has the tools. Reapers will be amassing. And we'll see if Percival can make this work regardless. It's not going to be easy. Basically, until there's going to be a small window before the Hellion arrives. But once that Hellion does pop out, ByuN should be fine. There's that factory. Again, on a timer. Hellion is on the way. Now, this will come down to the reaction to the unit control of ByuN. He has to make sure he does preserve his SCVs. And also preserves the first Reaper. If you lose the first Reaper, then SCVs will start going down. So it all comes down to the unit control. Scouts. Yeah, scouts. He confirms. ByuN, he sees everything. He pulls away. He should pre-pull the boys. Oh, yeah, he pulls back to his factory. Does pull back. Hellion production has begun. There we go, boys are being pulled. Lose 1, we'll lose 2. Lose 2 SCVs, but again, these are acceptable losses. CC on the high ground, there's no cancellation. And ByuN holds. So far, so good. Meanwhile, Percival, he's going for the factory follow-up back at home. He's going for the factory. He's still massing up those Reapers. Percival, he still has to find some damage. Going for the Hellion. KDA charges do bide some time. Nice pick up here on the Hellion. Reaper goes down. Hellion is getting low. Where are the boys? The boys not being pulled. And ByuN, greedy. He's being greedy here in his response and his defense. Does pull them natural repair. That was close. And that was quite close here. Losing another SCV. Decent KDA charges. The Reapers, they barely get out. And that was some nice and surprising damage here by Percival. Again, ByuN, he underreacted here in the defense. So ByuN lose more than he needed to. And this also means that ByuN's counterattack is weaker. True. So a weaker counterattack. As Reapers, they attempt to dive into the main. Bit of an overextension here by Percival. And ByuN breaks out. So ByuN is breaking out. But again, thankfully, there's only 2 Hellions here. There could have been not much more when it comes to Reaper Hellion. So the game will continue from here. We have ByuN going into his own Raven production. Percival going into his own Cyclone drop. First one moves out with his drop on the right hand side. Again, there's still a lot of pressure on Percival to find some damage, but he's getting his own natural up and running. Technically, he does have a slight worker advantage. Here comes the Cyclone Reaper. ByuN's in position. We get a lock on the Hellions at least. Gets 2. Oh no! Lock on the medevac. He got baited in, and the medevac does get picked up. Better trade for ByuN. Oh. As ByuN, he picks up the medevac, does pull away. Percival has to get the hell out of there. And that was a better trade for ByuN. Percival, he picked up Hellions. He got Hellions and some Marines, but he lost the medevac. From here, ByuN rushing to a third CC into double eBay as well. Very greedy follow-up out of ByuN, rushing to upgrades and rushing into the expansion. Meanwhile, Percival going for his own third CC as well. No double eBay there, so not as greedy as ByuN. Will have a comparable economy, if not even greater economy. But there's going to be better upgrade timings here for ByuN. Once he starts the upgrades. Yeah, scan reveals that the third orbital is still morphing in. So Percival, he knows he can lift. He knows he can land. Now going for the add-on swap. Percival, he wants to get in position to delay the expansion. So again, Percival, he knows that he has a faster base, but he also knows that ByuN is expanding, so he's going to be moving in. And trying to delay the bases here at ByuN. Meanwhile, ByuN, he has faster 1-1 and he has faster stim. Just faster upgrades in general. That is a concern. Third base is being landed. Percival rotating into the natural, not into the third. A bold rotation by Percival. He could have just gone for the third base for more secure damage. Back at home, Ravens, they do pop off. Oh, brutal lock on. The Raven doesn't get away. Yeah, massive pickup. Percival losing one Raven already. Boys are being pulled. Lands one disable, but alas, ByuN should have enough. ByuN should have enough. He will break out. Cleans up every single tank. Spreads out the Marines. Not the cleanest fight here, but he does get all three tanks. And across the map, 15 SCVs. This is critical damage. Oh my god. 19! He's still not done. We still have plenty more auto turrets. 22 SCV kills. This is game-ending damage. Again, Percival, he was so cheeky and so committed to his move out. Traded okay with the main army, but he lost everything at home. 26 SCV kills. That is insane. There's still one more auto turret, by the way. Speaking of, yep, there it is. Auto turret gets thrown down. I think there's one more. Yep, one more auto turrets. 29 SCVs. GG. Yeah, GG gets called. Again, there's no recovering from that. ByuN, he will tie the series. We're going to the ace match. GG. Whew, we're going to the ace match again. Critical damage dealt by those Ravens. 29 SCV kills. That is insane damage. Percival, he had banked so much on his counterattack. He banked so much on his move out. And again, he was able to trade okay. It was an okay trade, but it wasn't worth it considering how much he had lost across the map. Had lost back at home. Those Ravens, they won the game there for ByuN. But even before that, ByuN was in a better position with the better upgrades, with the better timings. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going all the way to the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Winter Madness. Is it ByuN's turn to proxy? Oh, maybe. Maybe. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Red Terran player. We have the Red Terran himself representing Shellfire Rebellion, tying up the series 1-1. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. We are building up as we are settling in. And again, welcome to Winter Madness. This is a much larger map of the map pool, much larger map, but longer rush distance by ground, and as a result, we are more prone to longer and later games. There's a higher chance that we're going to slow things down and build up into a 3-base economy. It has been a very aggressive series so far, and so far in this series, we have not actually embraced 3 bases. We've built a third CC, but we've not actually properly secured and saturated a third base. Not in this series, not yet. We have yet to really enter the mid-game, but there's a high chance that it happens here on Winter Madness. For now, double gas. Double gas out of Percival, going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, single gas out of ByuN. ByuN going for something more economic. So ByuN is going for a faster CC. Economic opener out of ByuN. Percival going for something more tech-heavy. Which means the pressure is going to be on Percival to find some damage. as he will have a lower SCV count. So he will have the later expansion. Ooh, hides, successfully does hide the SCV. Nice move out of ByuN. There it is, the center is on the way. Here comes the CC and Percival with the factory instead. Percival confirms, doubles back around. He gets eyes on the building command center. He knows. Reaper does break in. Again, we'll see how Percival does build up from here. Does he rush into a third CC to recover, or does he double down into an earlier timing? Pressure's on Percival. Pressure is on. Oh! Tal's coming from behind, but the Hellion has arrived, so ByuN should be able to hold on from here. Pulls back, heals up his Reaper. Percival trying to bait the armor within range of his Hellion. Yes, be careful not to be cornered. Doesn't want to be locked in. As ByuN zones away. Ooh, losing a Hellion, bit of an overextension from ByuN. He has control of the ramp, gets a Hellion, trades one for one. Better trade for ByuN. From here we're building up our Cyclones, Ravens are on the way as well, triple Reaper into the main, gets an SCV, gets one, gets two, ooh, barely. Yeah, two SCV kills, and doesn't get a third. So nice defense here by ByuN as he loses two SCVs for three Reapers. And third base. And ByuN just building up into the mid game. As we mentioned before, there's a higher chance of us to build up into the mid game here on Winter Madness. Eyes are on Percival. Yep, there it is. Third CC. So both players are expanding. And it should be Percival the one to move out to try to apply pressure to delay the third base of ByuN. The reasoning for this is because, again, Percival's behind. Like he straight up is behind economically from the beginning of the game. Slightly behind economically. So there's that much more pressure on the blue Terran. As he does have an earlier stim timing, true. So earlier stim here out of Percival. Meanwhile, ByuN is going to be delaying stim in favor of double eBay. This is greedy here by ByuN. He got away with it last time. We'll see if he can do it again. So fast 1-1 upgrades, but late stim. Percival building up himself as well. Okay. Just calming down, building up. Scanner goes to third base. ByuN is now expanding. Percival is aware, but he doesn't really have much to work with here. So just taking out third bases. As we mentioned, for the first time this series, we're getting into the mid game. We're building up our three bases, building up the economy, massing an army. And now it's going to be all about positional play. Okay. This is where even though we have our like advantages, disadvantages, it all will come down to how our players do rotate on the map, how they outposition their opponents. Doom drops become available, even trying to siege up in front of your opponents, ahead of your opponents. Getting a better fight, a better engage. We bring this up all the time, but in TvT, this is the matchup where there's a lot of comeback potential. You can be down 20, 30 army supply and still win a fight. Just if you can outposition your opponents. Ravens, they dive into the main base. And so far, it gets one. It's 1, 2, 3 ACV kills. That's not bad. At the same time, ByuN gets across the map as well. Oh, my apologies, as that was only 2 SCVs. Meanwhile, ByuN is getting 8 SCVs across the map. The Raven harass here in favor of ByuN. Heavily in favor. Yeah, popping up with more Ravens. More auto towers. At the same time, Percival moves into the third. ByuN, he retreats. He backs off. He gives up on the third base. ByuN pulls away, and he's still killing more SCVs. And sure, ByuN, he may lose control of his third base. Oh, he's diving in. ByuN, he doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to do this. Better engage for Percival. But Percival's still losing so many SCVs back at home. 18. There's the stable. Then he does siege up within range. Auto charge is still popping off. ByuN still has a better economy. But he's bleeding off SCVs. Killing 24 SCVs across the map. The Ravens, all 3 of them are still alive, by the way. ByuN wants to break out. He sims. Yeah, he sims forward. Bold move by ByuN. He's going to lose all 3 tanks. Yeah, not the play to go for here. ByuN, even though he cripples the economy, he will lose every tank. And Percival, he might just end the game here. Again, ByuN was just getting too ambitious. Too ambitious, a little bit too aggressive, too soon. That happened twice here. ByuN, he was premature. He's premature, Pap. He's still killing SCVs, by the way. Still killing workers of Percival. He has a massive army. He's coming in with reinforcements. Oh, tanks are exposed. Yeah, tanks are exposed. Gets 1, gets 2, tanks are free. Nice cleanup out of ByuN. These reinforcements were too late. Reinforcements, they were too late for Percival. He couldn't protect his tanks. Percival sneaking up the ramp. Oh, does siege up in time. ByuN's out of position. Okay. Yeah, ByuN is out of position. Percival collapses in. He has more Marines. He has reinforcements, and Percival, it looks like he barely gets on top of the tank. Just barely. So did ByuN. Yeah, so did ByuN. We're getting messy. Getting very messy. Ravens, they made it back home. Uh-oh. The Ravens are here. The hero Ravens. And as the dust settles, we're actually in a pretty similar position here because ByuN the entire time has been stuck on 2 bases, been bleeding out SCVs. Percival, he's recovered economically. Meanwhile, he walks into the natural, killing more workers. Just making sure that he has recovered. So nice SCV kills. Percival, he just has to calm down. He just has to calm down from here. Regroup. ByuN moves out. Ravens are exposed. Oh. Yeah, Ravens are exposed. Nice pickup. Percival pulls away. ByuN pushing up the ramp, going for his own disables. Does catch both tanks. Very nice. Oh, with sheer numbers, with sheer Marine. ByuN is breaking through. Boys are being pulled into their deaths, and ByuN with the mass bio army, he's stimming in. He sims and he wins. No defensive tanks. Percival, he was caught with his pants down. It was caught out in the open. He lost his 2 tanks, and from here he would barely lose the game, losing 19 SCVs. Critical damage, and this time there's no counterattack. This time there's nothing to backstab ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Percival, he almost had it. He almost had it across the map. The one moment where ByuN was able to get those 2 free tanks, that was the moment that ByuN stabilized. And Percival, he just barely didn't have enough. And ByuN stims in. Stims up the ramp. His tank does siege. Oh, can he kill the CC? I shouldn't be able to. Boys are being pulled to repair, but that's still going to be 6 SCV kills. Going for the upgrades. The nice +2. Yes, Percival, he will lose his natural. And Percival at this point, he is on that copium here. I mean, Percival, he's supply blocked, he's down in workers, down in army. He cleans up this portion of the army for ByuN, that is true, but ByuN is on 4 CCs back at home. It's on 4 bases. ByuN 3-3 is almost done. +2 is still finishing up here for Percival. I did mention earlier that in TvT there are ways where you can win a fight even if you're down in supply, but at this point we're down, what, 40, almost 50 supply? I mean, that's quite a lot here. Okay. If ByuN tries to move in, if he will lose his Ravens first, if the Ravens get sniped, and if Percival's able to get the first volley off with the tanks, then maybe Percival can win a fight. But a lot has to go wrong for ByuN. Again, retaining these Ravens from the early game is insane. Yeah, he wants those tanks. Percival gets bullied back. Drop back into the natural. ByuN just rallying in. Disables 1. Takes out the tank. Sieges up his own. Able to siege up, make use of his upgrades. Number 3-3 is done for ByuN. He's got the better upgrades. He's able to maintain that position as well. Tanks getting called out. Percival once again barely holding on. He's surviving. ByuN's almost maxed. Ah. ByuN finally moves out with his main army. Yeah, as the death ball of the army has arrived, ByuN, he is maxed out at this point. Pushing into a siege line is not going to be easy, but that's what the Ravens are for. Disables 2 tanks, the boys are being pulled, and ByuN, he has done it, he has broken the back of Percival. The final fight, the final engage, GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, ByuN. He will claim the series. He will advance on. A shout out to Percival for making a series out of this and for having some really close games. Fun fact, the one game that Percival won and this final game as well were very similar. If you remember, Percival, he was able to successfully punish the aggressive nature of ByuN, where ByuN was crippling the economy with his Ravens. Because ByuN would often send out his Ravens to harass, it meant that he didn't have them to defend back at home, and that created an opening. So even though Percival was losing so many SCVs back at home, Percival technically had the bigger army because he had his Ravens with it, and he was able to make use of that to break the third base and outtrade ByuN. And that led into the win initially earlier in the series in game 1. It also led into almost the win here in game 3 as well. It was the same kind of game, where Percival, he was just losing all these SCVs at home, but he was able to take a better fight as a result of that. Better main army engage, I should say. But this time he just didn't have enough to actually break through. It was very close. As we mentioned, there was a moment where Percival, he didn't reinforce his army, he didn't reinforce his tanks. They got exposed, he lost 2 tanks, and then ByuN held. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have our 2 finalists. Congratulations to ByuN, as ByuN gets his revenge, and we do have a TvP finals between ByuN and Cristiano. Let's go. We have our top 2 players for the tournament. It is going to be ByuN versus Cristiano. We are going to be going to a very short break, and when we come back, we will have our next series. We'll have the grand finals ready for you. We'll see you soon after the short break. See you soon.